Welcome back to the Sanctuary, Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, and our trip down memory lane. Cruisnigex here. Let's recap the rules. I'm playing this on New Game Plus as my main character, Chris Valentine. I am doing this as Mentor's job in the promotional trailer. I am doing all instances either solo, through duty support. I'm doing them by duty support or solo. This is with the exception of normal raids, alliance raids, and duties that are not covered by it. And finally, I am doing this with quest or patch level, item level appropriate gear. Let's recap where we left off. Ramuh has returned to the 12's Wood, and we are tasked with diplomatic relations. Last episode, we skipped a whole bunch of... We only did one quest because literally the other two quests that were done in episode 73 have been removed. Which is good, because I didn't want to deal with those anyway. Anyway, we're going to be continuing our little side-by-side here with our next quest on the docket. Oh, and we still have missing quests. True to form, we still had to find the rest of the scattered scions. Scale bombs, you gotta love them. But yeah, the tempered cells were planning on delaying us with doppelgangers, so... Alright. Let us fast forward through this, because I don't feel like covering a whole bunch of quests. And get right down to it with our next quest, Levin and Impression. With lines that have changed a bit. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer.
This one returns, and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching, and have wisely identified the precise location where the touched ones summoned Lord Ramuh.
Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good man to his fellow scions?
It would be this one's pleasure, Walking One. Please, please come with this one.
Right, let's fly. There's Maxio.
Wise ones have ventured deep, deep within the Sylph's lands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for touched ones.
Okay, I might as well stay grounded, I guess. Oop, wrong path. Good thing I didn't have to go looking all over creation. At least not this time.
This one is most sorry. This one can go no further. Far too close to Lord Ramuh, and this one may turn mean and nasty like touched ones. And so this one must say farewell for now. Walking One will find wise ones not far from here to the south. Go in safety, Walking One.
There they are. So it's actually you. I'm relieved. For a moment, I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded stealth tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, no wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements.
Yes, it was quite the ordeal.
You should have seen the look on Yashtola's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up.
That's quite enough, Papa Limo.
My apologies. It's not like me to ramble so. At any rate, as I was saying, I have finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I have reached an indisputable conclusion. To wit, that Ramuh was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph's Aetheryte. Come, Chris. Lord of Levin awaits. Yeah, I think we, yeah, a lot of lines have changed. Ah, there it is. In we go. And they run.
Thine order betrays thee, servant of Hyden.
Ramuh sure knows how to make an entrance.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramuh, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born? It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking?
Obviously, I'm going to.
Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges, that they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye, but there is something more in thee.
I kind of missed
well.
that part.
I shall consider thy proposal, shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment. Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Okay.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramuh, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Okay. At least certain aspects of this main scenario haven't changed, save for a few quests here and there that have been either changed in dialogue or removed entirely. Alright, let's see if I can solo this. The striking tree hard. Let's see how long it took me to queue up for this shit. We started... queued up 18 minutes and 52 seconds into the video, and I got in there at around... Oh. Back it up. I got in there at around 25:49. Alright, let's do this. Here we go. far, so steady. Boosts. I've hit the arbiter phase. Got past that phase. Oh boy. Done here. Almost past 2. 1. 0.6, 0.3, 0. Woo! We did it.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light. And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be
Whoops.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one.
Yep, we need to do that.
In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Assyrians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Alright, let's head back to Little Solace. I never really liked Urianger's original outfit. In my opinion, it made him look so shady. I'm not just talking about the goggle. There we go. Past cruise deck, can we speed this up a little bit? Chris, you have returned. Dare I ask how Ramuh received your visit? He challenged you to a test of arms? It is well then that you have some experience in such matters. The peoples of both Gridania and Little Solace will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the forest's champion of peace. You have performed a monumental duty this day, Chris. The Elder Seedseer must be informed of your deeds at once. Okay. The Elder Seedseer will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray, return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The Conjurer at Norfolka's altar will be expecting you. Fare you well, Chris. Oh wait, what am I doing? Lotus Stand.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell?
Well, we fought together and then he...
Ramuh made trial of you?
Yeah.
I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one, yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth. Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
All right. Now to talk to Papalimo. Us ends another daunting mission, eh, Chris? I'd hoped Lord Ramuh could be persuaded with words alone. Nonetheless, I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the Primal Sudden challenge. And it seems that Urianger too was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Chris? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? It would be my pleasure. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Scroll back. I just noticed something. Back in the old days, it was only Alita and Oriana who were part of this little booth here. Santana wasn't here for a token exchange. She only started here as soon as Ruby weapon was released, it looks like. Huh. Shadowbringers brought with it a bunch of new stuff. I had honestly forgotten that Santana wasn't exactly a regular in Mordona at the time. There we go.
Welcome back, Chris. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramuh precedes you. I would fain share news of mine own, but Urianger's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Levin, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently
Oh,
be
wait,
slain.
hold up. Did I accidentally... Oh, no. I thought there was a new line,
And
but...
'tis my belief that we have
Shit, I'm
found the
getting tired.
thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior. Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin Elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits, should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
Oh, oops.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Meanwhile, in that said space, the Lord of Levin is returned to the ether.
as was Leviathan before him. Ramuh's acquiescence was most intriguing.
Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin. All have now been humbled by the bringer of light.
The limitless potential of man. Heidelin's servant grows mightier by the day.
Yet he prospers at great cost to his mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, their souls all grown weak and wan. Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. And that is to the task to which we bend our every effort. Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity rise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again.
All right, we have a mission that we do not have anymore. Tough. Oh. Huh. That was it for that one. Okay. We will come back in just a moment. If you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned. If you're watching on YouTube, here are the links. Till then, we'll see you in a bit.